I just really want to appreciate the fact that you gave that speech before. As it was said in my scholarship application, the reason that I'm here is because I almost killed myself. Whenever I was 23, I almost did something permanent. And instead of doing that, I decided the best thing that I could do would be to prove everyone around me wrong and go into education. In 8th grade, I dropped out of school. I was a very good student. My dream as a child was to become an educator, but I was undiagnosed with autism, ADHD, and dyslexia. And in the 8th grade, going into that sort of high school situation, everything changes. So much is changing in your life, and if anyone else in here is neurodivergent, you know that change is hard, change is difficult. So I went through a bit of a mental breakdown. That was the first time I felt the need to withdraw from this world. And my mother decided that if I wanted to do it, maybe we should do it together. And she said, there's a gun in the drawer, we could do it together. And then I had to talk her down. And that was the point in my life I decided I was never going to ask for help again. That was the lesson I learned from that. And I ended up withdrawing from school because I told my mom I can't deal with it. And she's like, okay, instead of giving you resources, taking you to therapy, doing stuff like that, let's just take you out of school. You can just stay home, wallow a little bit. It'll be easier on you. So I did that. And then at 23, it became too much. I was alone, only child, not a lot of family support. I had a big family. I had a lot of people in my life that I loved, grandparents, uncles, aunts, but they didn't know what I was feeling inside because my mom was the perfect mom, even though on the inside she wasn't. And I didn't feel like I had a family, but at 23, like I said, it became too much. I started telling my family members goodbye, but one of them helped talk me down, and I decided I was going to prove my mother wrong instead of falling to her level. And that is when I got my GED. The day I got my GED, I applied for college. The day I applied for college, I told the people at the GED's facility, thank you. They offered me a job. I got a job at the college. From there, I worked there for a year. I got another job at the college, student ambassadors, right there, my 3. That is where I found my family. I have a family. This room is my family. Every single one of you, we find our family. Some of us are lucky enough to have found that family when we were born. Others of us have to forge our own family, and that is not something to be ashamed of. We all have to find what we love in our life. Sometimes it takes a while. Everyone deserves to live. Everyone deserves to have that chance to show their voice in ways that matter. I want to become who I wanted to be. I want to be the person I needed when I was 14. I want to teach art in ways that matter, in ways that show people to use their voices in ways they never would have thought to use them before. Because being able to understand why we feel the way we feel is empowering. If you can take a look inside yourself and just find that small spark of hope, it will be enough to forge the fire that will never burn out. And I hope all of you end up finding something. Or if you've already found it, continue to spark